Hey guys, I just want to give a little update on the My Twin Dream. So as anybody that's been following, I shipped that motor back to Ready Made RC, and they're going to send me a new one. So that is I've been tracking it. It's scheduled to get there, estimated at September the 2nd. So it's in a few days. Hopefully they get it a bit early, and hopefully they get a quick turn on it or whatnot, and so yeah, so I'm just held up waiting for that. So in the meantime, if I can get it to maybe balance a little bit better. So in the meantime, I did a couple additions or whatnot, getting it ready or whatnot. So the pedal tube is there with the airspeed sensor just tucked away there. Waiting on a single rotation 360 servo. I do have a continuous one, and it's no good for the head tracker because it just keeps spinning. It's continuous rotation, so it's no good. It'll wind everything up or whatnot, so that's no good. So I'm waiting on one of them. I should get that pretty soon. Just going to keep it simple up here. I'm not going to do a pan and tilt, not yet anyways. I'll just use that 360 servo. Camera just laid there. I use these MX, I think they're called multiplex 6-pin connections. They're great for one servo or one connection or multiple connections into a single connection. So if I can explain it, we have our two signals. One is for the servo and one is for the LEDs, and positives and negatives are from the servos and the LED. Okay, if that makes sense. So positive and negatives are combined on the other side, on the wing side, and from the servo and the LED, and just the two signals. You just have to be mindful of which signal is which. I always put the aileron servo on the positive side, right here on the top pin. So that's a little trick that I do just to distinguish. Servos and everything are installed. Got the Dragon Link antenna there. So we'll just come to the top and get the top off. I designed this up last night. It's for the Dragon Link dipole for the 1.3 video. As you can see, it's pretty small. It's tuned to 1.3. So got a few of those kicking around. So I decided to it's pretty much the best match with the Yagi, and my Yagi is also from Dragon Link. So yeah, I just designed this little stand up or whatnot, and have a few pictures and whatnot as I was going along. I got my receiver mounted there on my VTX, so hopefully that should be okay there. As for heat, I designed a couple of these little scoops, so I'm going to put one. Oops, if I can get a view, maybe right there. I just got to cut it out, and of course you need an escape. So I might, I don't know, put it right here or on the side somewhere, just somewhere for the air to escape. Just get a nice, get a little bit of airflow going over that VTX. And the My Dream autopilot is right here, and the way I'm running it, to solve any kind of like power issues, the My Dream has a 12-volt input right here, and that powers the autopilot. Now on the bottom you can run 5 volts in. You can see the white 5 volts from this dual step down and LC filter from Ready Made RC. So I got, as you can see, if I can explain, I got 12 volts in to top and the 5 volts in to power the servo rail. Then I have PPM running to the Dragon Link micro receiver, and I also, from a UBEC, I took the ground off. As you can see, there's no ground into the receiver. You can see that. I took the ground off, and I just got 5 volts running in on the 5 volt rail, just as an extra 5 volts. So hopefully, because it's not that I don't trust that handling the 5 input and then the 5 volts to the receiver via the PPM. Maybe it's a little bit overboard. Maybe I don't really need to do it. I'm just going to try it anyways and see, because I haven't done it with the Skywalker. I think the way the Skywalker is I run the UBEC into the throttle channel as normal, as you would normally set up a normal PPM, you know, or UBEC, I should say, into the throttle channel, just by replacing the power wire and the signal. So that is pretty much how I'm running it. If anybody has any suggestions, or you think that extra 5 volts is not needed, you can comment or whatnot and give me some suggestions. I 3D printed these little wire clips that are pretty cool, and they're great for tightening up your wires running into any lens. So yeah, coming off the current sensor, we got a Y. As you can see, the two leads here. One is going to the LC filter, which steps the 4S down to 12 and down to 5. There's 2 dual outputs, which these are very popular, and they haven't been in stock now, ready-made, and just probably a good reason, because everybody seems to love them. They're great. And then that other, coming directly off the current sensor, is going to that UBEC to a 5 volt. I took the ground off because I don't want a ground loop, because if you look at it from the current sensor, got ground into the autopilot, then out the PPM to the receiver. So if I put that ground in there, that's going to put the ground back around, so it's a ground loop there. So I took the ground out and just needed 5 volts into the pin. Other than that, I'm just waiting on the motor and check out the CG and whatnot, and she should be ready to go. So anyways, guys, if you have any suggestions about that 5 volts, if it's needed, or, you know, like I was saying, I haven't done it before, but I'm just curious about power loss out of the receiver, if you know, letting the autopilot, the flight controller, handle the 5 volts. And also too, I realized that doesn't really have much of an amp draw or load, or can handle. I think it's like 1.5 amps. So with 4 servos, I can't rely on that to take the load of all the servos. And if I put that Sailwind servo up top, you know, it could draw a lot. So this is a 5 amp, just a hobby wing normal UBEC. So that should help with any load from the receiver, or from the servos to the receiver. So we'll see how it goes. I can't see it hurting. So as long as the ground is out and you're not causing any ground loops. So anyways, guys, it's just a little quick overview of the My Twin Dream. And yeah, so as always, thanks for watching, and hit the like button. See you later.